the terrifying events were far from over. Shelly's phone began automatically scrolling through her contacts and called her friend Lynn. A few days later, when Lynn was chatting with Beth, Lynn's phone suddenly rang. When the two looked at the caller information, they were completely stunned. It showed a call from the deceased Shelly coming from next Monday, but today was clearly only Friday. Lynn answered the call in disbelief. What came through was actually her own screams. The two didn't realize that the call time was Lynn's death date. On Monday night, Lynn was walking alone on the street. Suddenly a strange shadow flashed by. Remembering that today was indeed Monday, she hurriedly called Beth. Just then, a bus passed by. Lynn saw a man with a completely rotted face. Next, a creepy mother and child appeared at the bus stop. This terrified her. Her footsteps unconsciously quickened. Lynn hurriedly told Beth what had just happened. Beth realized something was wrong and said she would come find her right away. At this moment, a train was approaching. The railing beside Lynn mysteriously broke open. She seemed to be pushed by an invisible force. When Beth caught up to Jack, she saw a terrifying figure. After the train passed, Beth looked at Lynn. She discovered that Lynn's severed hand was still holding her phone, dialing another friend. From this point on, the breath of death began to envelop everyone. Everyone feared they would be the next victim. However, Jack didn't believe in such absurd things as killer phone calls, but his abnormal behavior still caught Beth's attention. When Jack arrived outside the coffee shop, he suddenly noticed something wrong with a nearby worker. The person looked exactly like someone who had been dead for a long time. Thinking he must have been mistaken, Jack didn't pay much attention. Beth then arrived at his side and asked Jack what had happened. So Jack stopped hiding and directly threw his phone to the girl. Obviously, he was the person who had received the call. Beth tried to get Jack to describe what he had seen, but Jack resisted and turned his head to the side. At this moment, he saw the strange figure again. Despite all these weird events, he still didn't believe any of it. He then got up and walked toward the other side of the street. Suddenly a car sped toward him. Fortunately, it was just a false alarm. Beth noticed Jack had forgotten his phone and called out to him. Suddenly, a steel rod pierced through Jack's chest. Jack, who refused to believe any of this, paid a painful price.